What's up, guys? Today on People Now, Matthew McConaughey and his family bring some smiles to a special group during uncertain times.
Bruce Willis and Demi Moore reunite during self-isolation with the whole family. We'll tell you how they're keeping busy.
Some lighter news today. J.Lo's wedding planning is on hold. Find out how her and A-Rod are adjusting for their big day.
And if you're binging Real Housewives during self-isolation, listen up. Star Erica Jane tells us what surprised her the most this new season on Beverly Hills.
Also today,
all right, let's go.
Molly Sims shows us a workout the whole family can get in on.
It's all coming up today on People Now. Let's go. Hey everyone, welcome to People Now. Happy Tuesday. I'm Andrea Boehlke here in Wisconsin. Jeremy's holding down the fort in New York City. Jeremy, you have a busy day today on the show. I know you did
we're
the
having a lot of fun. So I got one of my little girls in on a little workout with Molly Sims. That's coming up. So we did the workout, and then I also, with another guest, made some hummus. So trying to hit every area today, you know, with the food and the working out. Anyway, there's a lot coming up. Here's what you need to know. What's trending today. Watch.
I assume this whole quarantine and everything is affecting the wedding date, because I am sure you were about to get married any day now, and now you can't.
Any day now? Actually, it did affect it a little bit. So we will see what happens now. I really don't know what's going to happen now.
All right, Jennifer Lopez, like many brides-to-be across the country and around the world, is revealing that she had to put her wedding planning on hold due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
While appearing on the new at-home edition of The Ellen DeGeneres Show on Tuesday, the singer reveals that social distancing guidelines have affected her big day with her fiancé, Alex Rodriguez, a little bit. She tells Ellen that she doesn't know what's going to happen in terms of dates and that right now they're in a holding pattern. And she adds, we have to wait and see in a few months how this all pans out.
Yeah, and fans have long anticipated J.Lo and A-Rod's wedding after he popped the question back in March of 2019. But since then, they've been pretty tight-lipped about all the details of the big day. I mean, it seems like since the planning was affected, maybe they were looking at a summer wedding, if you kind of do the math on your own, just speculating. But look, a lot of people, I actually know, we're both friends with some people that have weddings coming up that are probably going to be affected by this.
Yeah, and your choice is either you postpone it or you have a virtual type wedding. I know a couple that just straight up had a wedding on Instagram Live. It was just them two, an officiant and one guest, the girl's mom in Central Park. So it's pretty crazy.
And in some ways, I don't know, it's almost like, I know it's a weird moment, but it's very special in its own way, even if you do it like that, right? So it's definitely memorable, for sure.
And at least we have the technology that people can still watch it and kind of feel like they're there.
Yeah.
In the meantime, J.Lo and A-Rod have been keeping very busy at home with the help of their kids and TikTok. So you might remember their viral rendition of the Flip the Switch challenge. It was pretty epic. Ellen even suggested that they take their big day to the social platform by doing a TikTok wedding. J.Lo joked, she responded, she said, something to think about. We can't make any commitments right now.
So as for how J.Lo's coping with social distancing, she tells Ellen that taking a break from her fast-paced life has been nice. She explained, quote, I've been so on the run for the past few years that it's nice to be home.
All right, ready for a blast from the past? A source confirms to People that Demi Moore and Bruce Willis have reunited during self-isolation with their three daughters, Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah. So Tallulah, their youngest, shared this photo on Instagram with her parents and film director Dylan Buss. We got to mention the two pups in the picture, one on the couch, one being held by Dylan, very adorable. And everyone is wearing matching green striped pajamas. Makes me wish I would have got pajamas for my family, Jeremy. I never did that.
Just so you can all match during quarantine. Demi and her kids have been keeping busy while self-isolating. She posted this photo at the end of March showing her and the girls going through old pictures for what she called a family photo project. Now, the proud mom also shared a video of her daughter Scout playing the guitar, singing along with her sisters. It's a family affair, everything they do.
Demi has been posting cozy photos for the past few days. She and her family seem to be enjoying all the quality time together, and what more can you ask for during a time like this? We're seeing this a lot, Jeremy, kind of families getting together, the exes getting together, all getting along, because right now, like, family's all you have.
Right, and I feel like in situations where you do have maybe a split family where dad's in one place, mom's in another, this is the only way that everyone can kind of see each other without going back and forth. So it brings people together in unique circumstances. Glad they're doing well. All right, today's story to make you smile comes from Matthew McConaughey, who is doing his part to spread a little cheer during these uncertain times. Watch this.
We got an I-24, I-24. Oh!
The actor and his wife Camilla, along with two of their kids and his mom, joined a video chat to play bingo with a few seniors in their home state of Texas.
I absolutely love this. The Enclave at Round Rock Senior Living posted this video of the call on Facebook, showing McConaughey calling out a potentially winning number. In their caption, they thanked the famous family for hosting and said, quote, "Our residents had a great time playing. They loved talking with Matthew about his family heritage and his favorite drink."
I love that. Matthew McConaughey has been active in helping people cope with the stress of the coronavirus pandemic. He shared a few inspirational videos with his followers on Instagram. He encourages staying home to prevent the spread of the virus and advocates for spreading kindness instead. He explains that he sees the pandemic as a red light that's on the other side of a green light.
He explains it in this way. He says, quote, "Let's see if we can make some lemonade out of the lemon that we're in right now. Turn a red light into a green light. Just keep living." I don't know about you, Jeremy. That sounds all right.
All right.
Our book. You have to do it, right? All right, moving on now to some royals news. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have confirmed the name of their future foundation, and it has a very special meaning. The foundation will be called Archewell, a name that shares a connection with their son, Archie. In a joint statement, Harry and Meghan tell fans they felt compelled to share the story of how this name came to be, explaining the word arch means source of action. And the couple adds, "We connected to this concept for the charitable organization we hope to build one day, and it became the inspiration for our son's name. To do something of meaning, to do something that matters." They say Archewell is a name that combines an ancient word for strength and action, and another that, quote, "evokes the deep resources we each must draw upon." Paperwork obtained by the Telegraph includes a number of trademarks for Archewell, which were filed for protective purposes so others cannot use the name. And in more royals news, thanks to a newly released photograph, we are learning more about Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall's personal life. Camilla is currently acclimating to a new work-from-home routine in her cozy office as she emerges from 14 days of self-isolation after her husband, Prince Charles, was diagnosed with coronavirus. And in that new image released Monday by Clarence House, the Duchess can be seen sitting at her desk, talking on the phone. The image offers fans a rare inside look at her private home office at her and Charles's Scottish home in Birkhall. Among the personal photos on her bookshelves, eagle-eyed fans have spotted images of her grandchildren, some older black and white photos of her family, and some sweet nods to her dogs and her horses. Additionally, near the top right corner, a few paper cutout dolls of the British royal family can be seen propped up by a painted dog portrait. The figures show the Queen in between a paper Princess Charlotte and a Prince George, waving a UK flag. You've also got the rest of the family, including Prince William, Prince Harry, Prince Philip, and Prince Charles behind them. Very cute. Camilla came out of her self-isolation period on Monday, despite not having COVID-19 herself. She reportedly told a friend she's been using the House Party app to connect with her 2 children and 5 grandkids. Royals, they're just like us.
All right, guys, stay with us. Molly Sims joins me with a great at-home workout that you can try with your kids, plus a look ahead at the Modern Family series finale as we say goodbye to the Pritchetts and the Dumfies after 11 hilarious seasons.
Talk about fancy, this is how we roll. Well, that's Beverly Hills.
I need to buy myself a car to feel better.
Like our Jack.
All right, that was a sneak peek at season 10 of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. One of our producers, Sam Belikoff, caught up with Erica Jane, who's been on the show since season 6, and he's getting the scoop from her on what we can expect from this new season. Watch.
We're going to have a great season, and I think that people are going to be surprised how quickly things move along.
Yeah. What are you most excited for fans to see this season?
Well, I always say that, you know, the relationship with the women changes from year to year, and it definitely does that this year. I think you get to see a little bit more of our personal lives and maybe discover some things about us that people didn't know.
Is there anything you can tease that we learn about you?
Well, I mean, you get to see my whole process on Broadway, like learning the material and then actually going and doing the shows, and the women coming to visit is a big part.
What was the highlight of that experience for you being on Broadway?
Well, being on Broadway, I mean, being able to, play Roxy Hart, which is an iconic role in an iconic musical, the longest running American musical. And, to really embrace something like that, take that on and do it for, almost 3 months, got shut down because of Corona. I was so close, but it was a great thing in my life.
Lisa Rinna, who you're very close with, played Roxy in Chicago before. Did she give you any advice, or did you ever ask her about the role?
Tons. We have many conversations about Roxy and about Broadway and about what it means to take on a project like that. She was a wealth of knowledge, and I'm very grateful to her.
So I asked you what you're most excited for fans to see this season. On the flip side, can you tease what you're most anxious or nervous about fans seeing?
Well, I don't think I'm anxious or nervous about anything, related to myself. I think that there's some conflict that's about a topic that we've never had before. So that could be, it's interesting to see how that will shake out.
Yeah. Both you and Lisa Rinna on Watch What Happens Live, I think you're playing spoiler superlatives. You said that of the two newbies, Garcelle and Bouvet and Sutton Strack, Garcelle gave you the better first impression. What do you think of Garcelle now?
I still say the same. I mean, Garcelle's going to make a great housewife. Obviously, we need to see the season, but based on what I've gotten to know her and what I've seen, I think she's going to be great.
Yeah. What was your first impression of Sutton?
Sutton is, she's a Southerner, so obviously I recognize that right away. And she has probably some of the best manners out of anyone. Yeah, she's got some good Southern manners.
Yeah. So there's obviously a lot, I think you hinted at this, but there's obviously a lot of discussion around the rift between Denise Richards and the rest of you, this rumor that she had an affair with Brandi Glanville. I know you can't give spoilers away, but we saw some stuff in the trailer.
Denise, there is a side of you that is hidden.
Oh. She's not who she pretends to be. I don't deserve this. That is a huge thing to say.
What could be that bad?
So they
If you don't want to be here, then go.
Don't try and destroy my family.
How much of a shock did what went down with Denise come to you?
Well, I like to say that I'm not shocked at anything anymore. I mean, I definitely took a step back. It was like, okay. I mean, it was something new as far as the group dynamic. And, you really have to watch and let everyone tell their side of the story.
As long as you feel good about yourselves, look in the mirror and own it.
Yeah, motherfucker, I can face myself. Can you?
Do you really want to go there?
Come see about me. I don't give a
From the trailer, it seems like you particularly get into it with Denise and Aaron. And so without spoiling, can you answer if what went down with Denise was it directly related to you, or was it more that the whole thing kind of rubbed you the wrong way?
There's an instance where you see Aaron and I exchange words, and it's mostly about the way he was talking to us as a group of women.
Was it deja vu for you to last season when it seemed with Denise, when it seemed like Lisa Vanderpump was versus everybody else, or is this kind of entirely different?
It's two completely different personalities, two completely different storylines.
Besides Denise, who would you say surprised you the most this season?
I mean, there are different things about each one of the women, so I really wouldn't say. I mean, I was totally blown away when Teddy told me she was pregnant. I mean, that was probably like oh my gosh, wow moment for me.
To wrap things up about the season, what surprised you the most that you could tease?
Well, I mean, the revelation of the alleged affair between Brandi and Denise. I mean, definitely was kind of like, wow, okay. That was probably when that next to Teddy being pregnant.
Yeah. Erica, I'm
pregnant, and then this alleged, thing went on. I was like, well, damn.
For more on Erica Jane and to see how everything she teased plays out, watch season 10 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills when it premieres Wednesday, April 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern on Bravo.
All right, guys, we're all stuck at home these days. It can be tricky to stay active with no access to a gym, especially if you got kids running around like I do. They need to burn off that energy. So lucky for me, and lucky for now you and all of us, Molly Sims showed me a quick at-home workout that you can do with the whole family. Check this out.
How we doing, guys? What's up, people?
Good. This is my little girl, Avon. Who do you have?
This is Gray, baby Gray. We have Scarlett, and we have Brooksy. So we have a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 3-year-old.
Okay, and how old are you? And an 8-year-old.
Our first workout is going to be involved with using one member of your family that weighs more than 20 pounds.
Oh, luckily we got one right here. Okay.
Aiden, do you weigh more than 20 pounds? So you're going to get up, and you're going to go on this side, and then you're going to repeat it on the right side. But first, we're going to do squats. Are you guys ready? Come on, you're going to do squats? All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Good form, kids.
10. Now you're gonna switch hips. Okay, ready? And 1, 2,
Flex.
4,
Show your sumo.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you're gonna hold it. Hold
Well, here we go. Here, hold, stand up. Now we're going to do this. All right, how about this?
So, people at home, a little milk, a little laundry detergent, orange juice, lemonade.
Yeah, here you go. Ready?
So, I'm going to take a gallon of milk.
Okay.
Okay, Brooksy, you're going to do this with me. We are going to go to the side.
Okay, turn.
We're going to do triceps. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And you're going to go in front.
Okay, here we go. Come on, face right here.
In front of you. And we're going to do some kettlebell swings.
Oh, nice. Okay, here we go.
We're going to go into a squat. We're going to go down and up. You can't. Hold on, he's tired with this weight.
Okay. Yeah, adjust the weight to the size of the kid.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I like your carton milk. I like it. You can also use creamer. Scarlet,
Oh, you can always use creamer. Okay, Renee, how much that is?
That's the white Scarlet.
All right, here, put this over here.
Okay, so next, do you happen to have a broom?
Oh, I've got a broom.
A broom. All right,
Listen.
take your broom. You're going to put it overhead. 11. And you're going to go twist. Twist.
Do it for
Use
some
another
minutes.
broom. Twist. Daddy will give you a broom. Twist.
Oh, yeah.
I can't just do a box.
You're not.
Feeling good.
Doesn't pull around. Well, you're doing this. That you don't pull out.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, so you keep doing that. You're going to do this for 30 seconds.
Okay.
It's actually harder than it looks.
It's easier than
No.
Even harder, you did it.
And the very last one is one of my favorites, okay?
Okay, here we go.
Hold on, the very last one is one of my favorites. Come here, baby. Come here, my boo. Come here. Now, perfectly take another child and you have a dance party.
Oh, dance
You
party.
can have your favorite music and you dance. And you dance. And you dance. Best dad ever!
Yeah, we did it here. High fives. Good job. Yeah, Molly's been keeping her kids busy at home with some really fun activities, including dance parties.
You need to have dance parties, Jeremy. She even taught them the importance of washing their hands properly in this fun experiment using pepper, water, and soap. I saw this online. It's really cool. This teacher kind of shows how it's so important to wash your hands and what it actually does to pepper in a dish. It's really, really fascinating.
It is
Probably
cool.
great for kids to learn.
Yeah, for sure. In addition to getting a little bit of movement in the day-to-day, Molly gave me some pretty solid advice on how to stay healthy at home as well. Watch.
Don't eat off your kid's plate all the time, because then you're gonna have
Double
Jennifer
portion.
Lopez, you're gonna have some Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
You're gonna have chicken tenders, pizza. So you're gonna eat like probably anywhere from $2,000 to $1,000 extra dollars.
No, that's exactly right. It's the toughest thing. Not to mention, just like I feel like I'm having 7 meals a day, and by meals I mean eating entire bags of Fritos, which is not a good thing.
Well, that's the thing. So
Yeah.
I think, when someone's used to working home, they're used to being there, it's a little bit. I think for the people who now you're stuck, you're the one making the meals and the snacks. It's really easy to, and also this is a really difficult time, and people are stressed. I mean, the other day, I think I cried, I laughed, and I think I got angry all within like 10 minutes.
Yeah, the cycles
like,
here,
I
the
think
waves of emotions
I
are crazy.
You must be freaking out too.
No, I'm not, and neither are you. This is just your process. You get hysterical, you worry about every detail, then you turn on each other.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
How dare you?
And after all that craziness, when it really matters the most, you...
What? What do we do? Our son. He's beautiful.
We got this.
That was a touching moment from the second to last ever episode of Modern Family. After 11 seasons, the comedy is saying its final goodbye this Wednesday with a 2-part, 1-hour episode. As you saw in the clip, One storyline involves Mitch and Cam adopting a second child, so it's a throwback to the very first episode in 2009 when they adopted Lily and introduced her to their extended family.
A fun fact that you may not remember, the pilot had a big twist when viewers realized at the end of the episode that these 3 separate families they had been following were actually all part of one big, extended Modern family. And over the years, the show earned 75 Emmy nominations. It won 22 of them, including Outstanding Comedy Series, 5 years in a row. That was for the first 5 seasons. Ty Burrell, Julie Bowen, and Eric Stonestreet also earned 2 Emmy Awards each for their performances.
And to ease fans into the finale episode, ABC is starting the night with A Modern Farewell. It's a 1-hour documentary exploring the 11-year run of the series with exclusive interviews from the cast and the crew. And we're catching up with the cast in the current issue of People. When asked if there was a moment he realized the show was a success, Eric Stonestreet told us it was when Ed O'Neill called him after seeing the pilot episode and he said, "Listen, the show is fantastic. You're fantastic. We're going to be on the air for 10 years, or I don't know what the hell I'm doing in this business." That was his quote. Pretty cool.
I guess he knew he was onto something there. Rico Rodriguez, who plays Manny, said the last day on set was filled with applause, then tears. Moments after filming wrapped, Sofia Vergara even joined the cast and crew for an emotional impromptu sing-along to Green Day's Good Riddance. Meanwhile, Julie Bowen already planning to invite everybody over for Modern Family open houses to stay in touch. I hope they Instagram story the whole thing.
Yeah, me too. As for what happens in the final episode itself, Julie promised, quote, "We don't kill anybody, we don't flash forward, and nobody is suddenly pregnant." Okay, good to know.
To get a little more specific, according to the episode description, in part 1, Mitch and Cam settle into their new normal. Phil and Claire decide that one of the kids needs to move out in order to take control of the house again. And as Gloria becomes more successful at work, she notices Jay, Manny, and Joe don't seem to need her as much. Probably goes through maybe a little bit of a crisis.
The description for part 2 is a lot more vague, as, quote, "The entire family discovers saying goodbye is much harder than it seems." To see what actually goes down, tune in to the Modern Family 2-hour series finale event starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday on ABC.
All right, guys, the Southern Living Show is a new series celebrating the Southern lifestyle. It's hosted by lifestyle and cooking expert Ivy Odom, and she's also the host of Southern Living's Hey Y'all video series on IGTV and a contributor to Southern Living's magazine. You're doing a lot of stuff, and she's taking some time here with us to talk about a fun new recipe the whole family can enjoy. Ivy, thank you for joining us. Before we get into the cooking and everything, you've got a great setup there, and I'm real pumped for the food that you're making because it's one of my favorites. But I want to know how you're doing in self-isolation.
Thanks for having me. Self-isolation is weird in a lot of ways. Like it's honestly been a really good refresher. I feel like I've pressed the pause button. I've kind of, I've gotten to spend a lot of time with my family, which has been nice. So I feel like a lot of people are in that same boat where it's a good and a bad thing. Obviously there comes trials and tribulations, but for the most part, I'm really liking this isolation. I've slowed down so much.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think a lot of us that if we aren't going through the actual coronavirus, and a lot of us are self-isolating and haven't hit that part of it, hopefully we won't, but it does turn into a situation where you're really bonding more with the people you're with, right? And maybe taking some time to reevaluate. Tell us a little bit about your new show. You've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up.
It's so exciting because Southern Living magazine has been a part of a lot of people's houses, but just in print format, and they see some stuff on social media and videos that I get to be a part of, but now it's coming to the big-ish screen, not in movies, but the bigger screen in your home. So I'm so excited. I grew up wanting to work for this magazine, and the fact that I get to now host a TV show that is going to be shown all across the U.S. is just such a cool opportunity for me. And I'm really excited to share my love of the South with you.
Well, I'm from the South too, and I can't wait to watch and see all the cool stuff you bring to the bigger screen, to the TV screens across the country. All right, what are we making today? Hummus, right?
We are making black-eyed pea hummus. It's a smoky black-eyed pea hummus. So it's like a riff off of regular hummus, which is made with garbanzo beans.
Okay.
Or in the South, we call them chickpeas.
Right.
But we're using black-eyed peas. And it's all, like this whole social distancing, self-isolation thing, we're using pantry staples, and it's all about making like substitutions last minute. So I like this recipe because it's taking something that you can use and substitute it. Like I'm using canned black-eyed peas, or you could use cooked black-eyed peas if you have them frozen, but you could also use garbanzo beans, you could use white beans, black beans, pinto beans. Okay, so it's so easy. All right, really all you need is a food processor. If you don't have one of those, a blender will work just fine. It's so easy. 2 garlic cloves into the food processor. That's it. Takes 2
easy.
seconds. And then dump in your bean or pea of choice.
Okay.
I'm using black peas. I drained them really well and rinsed them. And then 6 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil.
Okay, 6 tablespoons. All right.
That's a 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons. Easy to remember. And then tahini. Do you know what tahini is?
Ooh, I don't.
It's like sesame seed paste, so it's similar to peanut butter, but it's made out of sesame seeds.
Oh, got it. Okay, yeah. By the way,
used a lot in like Mediterranean cooking, and that's the binder in hummus.
Okay, yeah, right.
Okay, lemon juice, 2 tablespoons.
Right, 2 tablespoons.
Freshly squeezed. Don't use that green bottle stuff.
I'm not joking. Literally last night we were making something. I was like, can we not just use this little squirter? And my wife's like, absolutely not.
No. The only thing that you should be using that for is to maybe like keep your apples from not turning brown.
Okay.
That's the only use for that.
You know about that.
And then a teaspoon of smoked paprika. So I told you that this is smoky. It has like a really deep smoky flavor, almost like this is like perfect pairing for barbecue style.
Oh, okay. So that's where you're really getting the uniqueness of this flavor right there, right? That smoked paprika.
See, if you don't have smoked paprika though, you could use regular, but if you want this to be over the top, the smokiness is where it's at.
Okay.
And then a 1/2 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper and 3/4 teaspoon of kosher salt.
You could probably up that salt a little bit after you spin it in there a little bit, right?
Oh yeah, I always do. It always needs more salt in my opinion.
Of course, me
and
too.
Then you just turn it on high, either in the blender or the food processor, until it's so smooth. I would normally go for about a minute, but no one wants to see me do that.
Okay. Yeah, and actually though, it is. I mean, it's blending pretty quickly, so it's not a long process. So you would do that. You would do it about a minute.
About a minute, yeah. And it's not gonna be like super smooth like the Sabra hummus that you get from the grocery store, just because they put a lot of things in there to help get it smooth, and no one at home is gonna be able to do that. With
I like a little rougher texture actually, or a little more clumpy texture maybe.
Yeah, I like it just adds some flavor to it. And let's go enter into some TV magic here. I already have some, and then you would top it with more olive oil. So like you can spread it, make it really artsy, and use a spoon to spread it around the edges of the bowl.
Right.
And then drizzle it with more olive oil.
So that's how the amount in that bowl right there that's how much is in the blender. That's the amount.
I would say that this is about 2 cups worth of hummus.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So it's a good make-ahead recipe. So you could serve your family for like a snack or a lunch side, and then use it the next day too.
Okay.
It would keep probably for like 2 or 3 days in the fridge. Here, let's see if we can do this.
There we go. Oh, nice. Okay.
Okay, so I have my handy dandy wire mesh strainer, and then more of that smoked paprika that I put inside. I put more of it on top, so you can kind of see.
Nice. Yep. By the way, I'm not joking you when I say that hummus is one of my favorite snacks. I can sit down in an evening and open up a tub, and I usually do tortilla chips, and I'll eat the whole thing. I'll eat the whole thing by myself, and I don't care. I'm not ashamed of it. I celebrate it. I could do some damage on that bowl just by myself in one setting. You've got the pita chips there, right?
I've got pita, I've got cucumber, and I have carrot. But you could, the sky's the limit on this. I wish that you could taste it.
Oh, I do too. But you know what? Honestly, it's such an easy recipe. I'm going to try it at home. Thank you so much. That's such an awesome twist on hummus, and it kind of gives it a little extra pizzazz, something different than what we, I like the idea of the smoky. Guys at home, you can see more of Ivy on the Southern Living Show. Make sure to check your local listings for that.
All right, coming up tomorrow, Apple TV Plus's new series Home Before Dark tells the real story of a young investigative reporter who solves a murder mystery while in middle school. It's really incredible. The show star Brooklyn Prince tells us all about it. Plus, he is no stranger to survival. Survivor star and real-life cancer survivor Ethan Zahn is sharing his tips for social distancing with his isolation survival guide.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great day.
Bye.